Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Testing. They gave me this message. Social experiment. I see what I can do with it. I never plan a note. I never write a stroke. It just come right off my head. It just but anyway, New Jack City. We're gonna go with New Jack City. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Sit down before I make change. Low income housing. What is the lifespan of a low income project? What I've seen some in the 60s and still standing, but the bigger ones, the bigger the city, you lucky if they last 20 years. Man, I've seen some that didn't last longer than that. Low income housing, the project, the hood. Who thought of this? Who what was they thinking? What was they did they realize that they was income and they was housing criminals? Did they realize that? I can remember back in the 80s during the crack era, most of them, if you wanted a pizza delivery, you wasn't gonna get it. If you needed anything delivered, I mean, and most of them, the cops, you wasting your time. You calling the cops. They wasn't going in certain places. Low income housing, the projects. Who thought of that? But did you really realize that you was housing criminals? I don't know why it's a criminal magnet. Maybe it's because of the women, the single women. But my experience with them, and I've seen a lot of them. A couple big cities, man, they just never, the lifespan of them. It has the lifespan, the same lifespan if you open up a rap club. It just don't make no sense. The insurance gonna cost it to open up. If you playing rap music, to open up a club, the insurance is crazy, and the life expectancy Cause Gary, I mean, maybe 6 months, guaranteed somebody gonna get killed. That's you know. But when you invite you, that's a recipe for disaster. This little old town, the what 50,000 population. But when Katrina hit, man, the population went up, and so did the crime, the criminalization, and these the little quiet low income spots that we do have, they didn't have a chance, boy. It attracted, it's bad to say, but it attracted a lot of people from New Orleans and down that way, which we all know about New Orleans. Man, my house got robbed two times. I mean, after Katrina, it was a problem. But who thought of this? But I kind of hit a blank spot. Cause but as far as my experience with them is I'm just sitting back and watching. I visit a few, but it's mostly about the single mother population. It has produced a lot of good people that made it out. It has produced a lot of good people that made it out. It was hard for them. And a lot of good people that did make it out. That old saying, only the good die young. It has some true aspects to it, man. Especially if you living in the projects. But I mean, the bad apples that it produced, though, they go to prison and get that education, boy. They get that degree of how to get over. I mean, that's all it is. You learning how to steal, create habit. You know how to your hustle game has went up, 2 or 3 levels because you learning from pros. I mean, it depends on the quality pros you listen to. White collar, blue collar, they all in there. But most people they concentrate on the blue collar crime. White collar crime is the most detrimental to this country. But I mean, that's what we living in. White collar crime, man. It's just what we. I mean, it is. They consider it as legit. White collar crime. Man. But that SNL scam back in the day, a lot of you don't know nothing about it. SNL, it didn't open our eye. It just created more ways to it didn't turn ahead. SNL scam. I mean, it just. But I mean, we are living in a capitalist society where, I mean, things like that, it runs rampantly. Uh, it's the person that who knows how to get around the corners, who knows how to create a lobbyist. Uh, you know, it's the person that could see its way through things that the normal person couldn't. The loopholes. uh, and I won't mention lawyers. Oh, that's a whole conversation. That's a month conversation in itself, the lawyers. And it all boils down to trust. But when you start putting the lawyers and the insurance and the lobbyists in the White House, in the House and the Senate, I can remember, I remember in my 20s, we didn't need insurance. We didn't have to have insurance for anything. We didn't have to, I mean, I understand, but we didn't have that many cars on the road, and we didn't, things wasn't as creative as they are now. In the skill wise of the left side, the creative of how to stick it to somebody, hacking, scamming. It wasn't as creative as it is now. Man, and I mean, and they coming up with some creative ways now. Social media have took it to a whole new spot that just imagine what happened last week. Who got how many billions or trillions of dollars got lost? Just think about that now. That little glitch that happened last week. Think of the billions of dollars. I mean, it was worldwide. Think about it. Somebody lost a whole lot of money. And somebody account over there in the Caymans and Switzerland got bigger. But that's what happens when you see those little glitches like that. AI. But it's a sign of the things that some people are preparing. They prepared back during the 50s, the 40s. They was preparing then, I guess the game got delayed. Yeah, it's I see signs of it's coming back. Bonkers and, I don't think the threat is a nuclear war. Because I think my thing is humans are scared to die. If you won't stand up for justice or enrich your nation, you're just scared to die. You're scared. You got too much to lose. People scared to die. The majority of them are all over the world. So I don't think that I don't think that's going to happen. This is more of I'm thinking the internet, the electric, that's that's become the number one casualties of, you know, of it. You really, because the world depends on the internet now. I mean, you didn't. That's a fact. The world depends on it. You depends on it too much, and I really think that's why that was a failure. What, millions of years ago? That's why you can't figure out how they built the pyramids, the Sphinx. Something happened that, for we can't figure out how they built stuff back then. So if we lose the internet, go in a black space, lose all electrical power, man, this world would be in a world of hurt. hurt. But I kind of hold on to old things that I don't know why, but some people seem to think there's a major reaction to certain things that's going on now, because it don't take much. If that little glitch that happened, it was a glitch that happened to stop a whole lot of progress. It stopped, and it stole, it cheated, it lied. It's not the first time. It happens all the time. We just don't see it. That one was big enough so the world could see. So I'm my mind telling me to be prepared for instances like that, certain things, because you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Not in this world. As much hatred there is among, everybody want to be number one. Everybody want to be a king, but nobody want to be a soldier. I'm speaking on these countries. Now the world don't want to be on the dollar. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm just waiting for the reaction. The world, the majority of the countries in the world don't want to be on the dollar. It only benefits a few. I mean, it's the number one resource for criminals. That's fact. They don't, I mean, it's hurting them, but, we don't see it. It's hurting other countries because it's the number one resource for criminals, criminal activity. So, I mean, you bankrupting countries, but, when you the distributor, you the creator, no, it's not going to hurt you, but you hurting the world with it. So, but that's how it began. Now they trying to make gold look worthless. Gold. Gold has been the standard since what? For thousands of years. Now you're trying to make gold look harmless. It's useless. The world don't see it like that. But the dollar is slowly coming extinct, just like the what they used to call the money in Atlanta, when Atlanta was the capital. That money don't exist anymore. It's useless. It's worthless. It's not worth a crap. It's not worth the paper it was printed on. Confederate money. Confederate money. That's what's sitting there to the dollar. But they have the right to turn it down. I mean, that's what most fights is about, keeping the dollar strong. That fight is about to be extinct. So America, you're gonna have to figure out something, because I mean, you got, whether you realize it or not, it is a criminal. It does create a false narrative that you all the way around. But anyway, I don't know how I got off of housing but I mean, money is really my topic. I try to get away from it, but my subjects always end up there. I don't know why. I don't know how. But anyway, I love God. I love me, and I love my life. And I'm not accepting no disloyalty wife. You hear that, don't you, baby? Disloyalty. Somebody I can't trust. But anyway, look like the rain has stopped. It's good to be up here by myself. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day.